Lone Star Biker Rally this weekend in Galveston. And I'm so glad I drove down for this, because I mean, this has been pretty crazy. It's quieting down now. Usually I park a couple miles away from here, and haven't been to this area of Galveston recently, and it's too bad because I planned on coming here and exploring more often, and getting my scooter operational. I would just park where it's easily accessible and then scoot down here. So yeah, it's an interesting vibe here today, or this weekend. Anyway, it's an interesting moment in time for me because a week ago, more than a week ago, I met this guy in the Goodwill store, and he had set out to buy a book about Arduino. And I, of course, know Arduino. I work with them and use them in my hover sled project, and they're essential, basically. So I got to asking him about it, if he intended to buy this book. And anyway, so we got to talking. He did, in fact, have interest in buying the book. He let me page through it, and it didn't seem to have anything to offer me. So we got talking about hover sled, and it turns out that he also builds buses, and he has a property down towards Galveston that he invited me to park on. And I went there last Friday, and just a great guy. I mean, he's like bouncing all around with what he's got going there, and he's not going to spend a lot of time there. So I mean, we hit it off pretty immediately, and it turns out a bus that he has parked there is a bus I've seen a lot in Galveston, so I knew exactly which bus it had been, and I got to meet the guy who drives the bus, also a young guy, and it was just interesting, that meeting. So I'm coming from the most hopeless moment in my life, I think, and the most financially unstable, in spite of the fact that I've worked this year and earned a lot of money and saved a lot of money, because the economy is such crap that I lost more money. I mean, I'm losing it as fast as I can earn it. So I'm, below water financially. But at the same time, he's interested in hosting my hover sled location in South Texas, or near Galveston. The initial location, because we're gonna branch out as soon as possible. And I've been designing diligently the last week, and man, I think what we're gonna do is very cool, and I've got a plan to upscale the basic design I've been working on. It's like I realized this morning there was no more messing around. It's time to upscale this and make it beefy and capable, with no question, and being able to handle a lot more power if necessary. And I've got a 3-step plan to build the sled, And you know, the airframe, first of all, the airframe, which is the least expensive part of the project, and you know, I've built enough of them where it's, you know, I can build it off the top of my head if necessary. What else? Anyway, the airframe, followed by the electronics, followed by the battery. This project in total will, you know, cost a few $1,000s, but I think I can take the risk in building this prototype because, as a matter of fact, I may build a few of them at the exact same time, because this, I can see this thing, you know, cruising up and down the beach, and there's a few things that make this machine impractical, but at the same time, nothing like this exists, and it might perform better than expected. And one of the, well, I can't let it all out of the bag, but I mean, at cruise speeds, it might be extremely efficient to operate based on one characteristic called Bernoulli's principle. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm gonna experience more of this mayhem this weekend, and hopefully, you know, get things kicked off with the company finally. It's now or never, basically, and I think I have the right resources to pull this off finally, in spite of not having very much money. But that's the beauty of this project. It's like it needs relatively little cash to get started, because once it takes off, there's no stopping it, and it's not very expensive undertaking. And the hobbyist portion is another important factor in the growth potential. Anyway, I've still got my new book coming out. I've been considering my marketing options, and yeah, the crabbing has been more or less decent in spite of the storm the other week. It actually washed up the beaches pretty good, making crabbing, you know, feasible. It's not been many times that I've been out crabbing that I haven't found some fossils, so a few different locations are possible for the direct sale of this book, and I think I can manage some sales, and I'm gonna start working on my next few books, which are very important in the overall marketing scheme. So anyway, things are looking up in Galveston. All right, getting to work early this morning on the project. This is a day that I think we've all been waiting for, or a week that we've all been waiting for months and months and months. Finally, we can get back down to behaving like a normal government again. I mean, enough is enough. It's time for change. If we don't pull this off, what more can we do as a country, as a democracy? Enough of the BS. It's time to get busy and get real as a country again.